Hey guys. Alright, so the video down below is from ABC News, and they are reporting that Greta Thunberg has been named Time's Person of the Year. And if we remember last year, we had Jamal Khashoggi named Person of the Year of 2018. And Mark Dice offered his own opinion about the matter. He said, I think it should have been Alex Jones. And I agree, because with Alex Jones, you had him depersoned off the three major social media networks, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And it, basically started the whole snowball effect of people getting deplatformed. Laura Loomer, Roger Stone, I think Paul Joseph Watson was banned off of Facebook. Guys like, plenty of people getting demonetized as well. Mr. Medicare, more recently, Vincent Elephants, many others. And we've also had Red Ice get taken off the air, off of YouTube. So Alex Jones was more deserving of it than Jamal Khashoggi, with naming Jamal Khashoggi as the Person of the Year. They were just trying to yank on the heartstrings of the emotionally weak, the emotionally unintelligent people. Now, they're doing the same thing with Greta Thunberg. With her, they're trying to make her larger than life, larger than she actually is. Now, I think that Greta Thunberg and Jamal Khashoggi are two completely different people. With Jamal Khashoggi, I believe he was a deep state operative. He was somebody who was working for the Washington Post, which we all know is indirectly controlled by the CIA. Jeff Bezos owns the paper, and Jeff Bezos is in bed with the CIA per Amazon's facial recognition software and technology. So there's kind of a connection there. And you look at the propaganda that they regularly put out, they're trying to be very subversive in the articles that they put out, trying to disrupt Western culture. They're trying to promote war and promote degeneracy. They're up there with the New York Times in terms of horrible reporting. But anyways, Jamal Khashoggi, not a good guy. Greta Thunberg, I have more of a soft spot for, because this is a girl who is admittedly mentally ill with her Asperger's. She also has said that she struggles with depression. I think she even said at one point that she takes medication for her depression. And you could see that she is a very distraught young lady. When she was giving that speech, her famous "How dare you" speech, she was basically in tears. And she said something that was very heartbreaking. She said, "I shouldn't be here. I should be in school." And I completely agree. Somebody at her age should be in school, getting ready to go to college, especially at her age. I mean, she seems like a very bright young lady. It seems as if she's on her way. If she were to pursue education, she would be on her way to having a career in medicine or engineering. That's my opinion. But instead, her parents, who have been caught wearing or photographed wearing Antifa shirts, they're putting her out there. They're kind of using her as a prop. Now, another device of Greta Thunberg is that she's a young lady. And I think it was either Styx or Tim Pool had pointed this out regarding Greta, talking about, if you criticize what she's saying, then you are a bully to her. Now, the left, the people that have put her up, George Soros and the rest of these people, the people that have propped her up, they plan this out. They're stupid, but they're smart enough to know how to manipulate those who are emotionally weak and unintelligent. So what they did is they used her as their puppet. And of course, a emotionally young lady who is talking about the world ending and how ecosystems are being destroyed by climate change, they know very good and well that that's going to, like I said, really yank on the heartstrings of the emotionally unintelligent. And simultaneously, if you're on the other side and you say, well, what she's saying is completely incorrect, then you're called a bully. You're essentially somebody who's bullying a young teenage girl. And So it's a stroke of genius, I guess, on their part. There's a lot of strategy there, obviously, but um, people are kind of already seeing through the BS. And I've talked about this before with Agenda 21 and depopulation. One of the things that they're really trying to push is man made climate change, and that would be their excuse to gradually reduce the world's population. Um, Now, depending on how you feel about that, I know a lot of people say, well, we could definitely use less people in the world. I would counter that by saying, is it man's duty to be controlling the world's population? And a lot of people do believe that, unfortunately. It's a very sad thing, but I would just say that, God ultimately has the final say in all of this. And if you try and play God, then you're going to piss him off pretty badly. And that's when, he's going to just handle it himself. I mean, we've had many instances in the past where we've had um, epidemic diseases, natural disasters, any other thing that have just wiped out a lot of people. I would argue, and people are going to give me shit for this, but I would argue, yes, God is um, playing population control. Now, here's another thing too. I want to put a big asterisk on that. Could it be that some of these natural disasters in the past have been man-made via the program HARP? Could be. It could be man just trying to play God again. If that's the case, then I will stand corrected. But anyways, I'm getting a little off topic here. I feel very sorry for Greta. I feel that she does belong in school. She shouldn't be there. She shouldn't be exploited like she's being exploited right now, because she seems like a nice young lady, a nice, smart young lady who really does belong in school. Really, just deserves to be with her friends at school and to have parents that aren't complete deadbeats and Antifa sympathizers. So it's really sad. Um, and I feel her pain. I don't think that her pain is rooted in um, climate change. I think it's rooted in the fact that she's being used. I think she's smart enough to see that she is being used. I also want to say this too with Agenda 21. David Icke did a really good video about Agenda 21, and he was talking about one of the biggest, one of the original thinkers of the program behind Agenda 21 was a man called Maurice Strong, who was a billionaire oil tycoon. And he had many ideas, in terms of reducing the world's population as well as enslaving people through what David Icke calls eco-fascism. Guess who guess who he mentored? Mr. Al Gore. Al Gore put out that video, a movie, An Inconvenient Truth, which was essentially Agenda 21 propaganda, trying to put forth the idea that climate change is all due to man's activity and not due to natural cycles. And as many people have said, with global warming, with climate change, we're actually entering a global cooling phase. We're actually entering a mini ice age. And this is what I've heard. I'm not just talking out my behind here, so to speak. I listen to people, like I listen to other scientists, not these ones that are put out and propped up by the mainstream media, but other scientists have said, a lot of them have said, that we are entering a global cooling phase. That's why so many people mock the idea of there being global warming. They don't believe it because they're smart enough to know that man can't do anything to either hurt or save the environment. It's always going to be Mother Earth and Mother Nature who has the biggest say in that. So, and I have to say this too, like Greta Thunberg is a symptom of a larger problem. I mean, I have many people in my own city, Santa Cruz, California, who are completely brainwashed by this climate change propaganda. They really do believe that plastic bags, hamburgers, straws, driving gas guzzlers are going to destroy the world. Now, That's not to say that pollution isn't a big problem. Pollution is a very big problem, but they don't really seem to want to talk about pollution. The original hippies, that's what they were talking about. Like, oh, there's too many cars on the road, which I agree with. I think that there are way too many people that are driving around in four-seater cars with only one person. I think that more people should carpool, and I think that would actually really help our society in terms of bringing us closer together. Um, and it would be a nice way to conserve our oil. You know, and it is a good thing that we are exporting oil for the first time in a long time. We are becoming less dependent on Saudi and Venezuelan oil, and possibly even Russian oil. I remember Trump was talking to some European leaders, and he was giving Germany shit for having 25% of their oil come from Russia. I think he was trying to push the idea that, well, you should be buying our oil because we're in a military alliance together. Um, he's got a point. But anyways, kind of all over the place in this video. I think that young people need to just take a deep breath and look at the actual science and look at people who know what they're talking about and know the actual intention behind all this climate change propaganda, because what they're really trying to do is they're really trying to encourage people not to have kids. You know, AOC was talking about that in one of her Instagram live streams. She was saying, like, I don't think that we should be having children anymore because of climate change. And, she also said, oh, the world's going to end in 12 years. And that's a pretty scary thing because guess what year that was? She said that in 2018. Fast forward 12 years, that's 2030. And then we all know that the program Agenda 2030 is the successor to Agenda 21. So a lot of really bad stuff there. But if you just look at the science, you'll see that we're entering a mini ice age, that Mother Nature has brought some pretty serious things upon the earth, not just with weather, not just with temperature change, but with all the things that we have to deal with in outer space, cosmic rays, all kinds of stuff. So anyways, I'm kind of droning on here. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up. And thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. And I will see you guys later. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. I know I am. Have a good one.